right, that's it.
Welcome back, everybody. And tonight, Feel Good Friday. I'm telling you, we need to feel good. There's a lot going on in this country, and we need something to lift us up, take us a little higher. Now, we got to do the justice work. Ain't no doubt about it. We got to confront powers and systems where we can grow and be better and raise our humanity while we do it. And that's why I came on the air tonight, to make sure that we get that other part of the work done. Joining me tonight is the other half of this miracle, marvelous conversation. We started out with the Sergeant Major, but welcome to the program tonight, businessman, entrepreneur, minister, the one and only Antonio Smith Jr.
Man, I sure appreciate you. Sound like Steve Harvey introducing me like that, man. That's what I'm talking about.
How are you doing, man? How you feeling? How's your health? How's your family?
Man, I'm feeling good. My health is fantastic. No COVID, right? The fantastic family is good. Actually, I was just Instagramming Destiny. I just told her, man, I appreciate your service, and you know, everybody is gonna always talk us. Yeah, real talk, man. Real talk, right?
Destiny do both.
Yeah, man. I real Destiny do both. Real talk. I really did, because I got 91 employees, right? And everybody, it's like, oh, Antonio. But man, them 91 people make me famous, right? So I'm always real in tune with administration, producers and stuff. So I just showed her mad love, man. So that's how I'm doing. I'm trying to get as much love as possible.
That's good. That's good. So let's get into it, because you have a remarkable story. So since you're a minister,
okay. I'm glad you went there first, because I got something for you.
You can appreciate this reference.
What's up?
So Samuel DeWitt Proctor, Dr. Sam Proctor, said that between your birthday and your death day is the dash. And he said that some of us are born above the dash and some of us are born beneath the dash. He said he was born above it. He had an intact house, mother, father, grandmother. He was reading by the time he was 4. He said, but his friends were born beneath the dash. When I look at your story, one of the things that you have in common with me is that I too was born beneath the dash.
Oh yeah, bro.
Tell everybody about your journey, about how it is you've come, more importantly, from whence you have come.
Amen to that. Listen, everybody, I'm grateful to be here. I started off 1981, 1985, crack cocaine come through the hood. I'm from the ghetto, where ghetto people reside, right? With the rollers and the half open, robes and stuff, you understand. And to be honest with you, crack cocaine was more abundant than bottled water. So my parents became addicted to drugs. They couldn't legally keep me, couldn't morally keep me. So now I'm homeless. And at 6, all the way to 14, I'm homeless, living in a dumpster, not too far away from, actually like 45th and H, Galveston, Texas. Shout out, 77550. And man, one day I'm looking up at the sky and I see starting. It dawns on me. I'm about 7.
Hold on.
That's not a blinker star. That's a plane, right? That's a plane.
Antonio, you can't rush.
And this plane,
Antonio,
it's like, I'm starting off, man. I'm 7. I'm sorry about that. I'm 7, 8 years old, man. This is amazing.
Antonio,
there you go. I got it. My bad. My whole internet dropped.
Hold on a second. Listen. You got to listen on my show. So you from 6 to what age are you homeless?
6 to 14. And sorry, we had a power surge, so my sound went out real quick. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. 6 to 14, man, I'm homeless.
Okay, you're homeless.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me about that. Who's with you? Are you by yourself?
Now I'm homeless. Straight up, real deal homeless. Sleeping in the trash can. Raped 6 years old to 9. Molested 6 years old to 9. I failed the 5th grade and the 6th grade. No electricity, no running water, none of that. Right? Arrested for truancy. Not to be brutal against police officers, but harassed by police officers. Failed the 5th grade and the 6th grade. I graduated late. I put myself through school, and I was just one of those kids, man. I aged out of CPS custody at 18 years old. That's my life.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to ask you what may seem for you an obvious question, but for the viewers, not so much. Sit back and look at your life. Yeah. And just look at what you've had to go through and tell me, looking back on it, how did all of that affect you?
Oh, it made me terribly selfish. It's, first off, I didn't know nothing about God, period, point blank, till I was 15. The lady who adopted me at 14 forced me to church, right? You know, that's kind of what you do. And nah, man, I was selfish. I didn't become a man till I was 25. I was never nurtured, so I didn't respect women because I hated my mama. I didn't respect authority because I hated my dad. There's nothing about me that I would say would be anything that you would brag about, boast about, or even just care about. So I don't even blame the adults who let me be homeless because, to be honest with you, I kind of created a lot of that with my behavior. Be honest with you, man.
Well, you know what, Antonio, let me jump in and say two things. First thing is
Yes,
that
sir.
I understand why you don't blame them, but I do.
Fair enough.
No child 6 years old should ever have to fend for him or herself. No child. Absolutely not. So I'm going to ask you a follow-up question. I want to
Sure,
stay
man.
what was the overwhelming feeling, the most consistent feeling that you had between the ages of 6 and, let's say, 18?
Being forgotten. Being forgotten. To this day, I'm 38 right now. That still is something I psychologically deal with, right? So now I'm a multimillionaire. I'm creating all these millionaires, but that's not because I'm a nice person, right? It's because I turned my biggest fear into my biggest testimony, kind of like, Jesus in the New Testament, right? His biggest embarrassment is his greatest triumph, right? Mm-hmm. So my biggest embarrassment was being forgotten. Now I make sure other people are not forgotten. But I promise you, my biggest thing now and then is still being forgotten. No doubt.
Yeah. Children, parents who forsake their children make their love restless.
Yeah.
And they heap scorn upon the works of their hand.
Yeah.
And what they don't realize is that they create an unanswerable, lingering question in the soul of the child. I have never talked to an abandoned child who has not had the exact same feeling. At the core of what an abandoned child goes through is that sense of homesickness, of forgottenness. Yeah. It makes me want to ask you this, Antonio. So why aren't you dead?
I'm stubborn. I'm stubborn, man. Now, of course, we know it's the grace of God, right? And we know God worked through my logic and all that stuff. I'm stubborn, man. I just don't understand losing. I can't relate to people who want to be second. I just can't relate to the losing pathology at all. You know what I'm saying? I dropped out of school first and second grade, and I went back because I was hungry. Like, how you gonna die and be hungry at the same time? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna be hungry, do something. If you're gonna die, but you can't have both struggles, right? I'm just not the kind of guy that's gonna die from starvation. Now, we 40,000 children die from starvation every day. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just telling you, if I'm hungry, I'm gonna figure it out. Period. And that's really, I'm stubborn, man. Straight up.
Yeah, it's amazing the things that keep us alive. and sometimes just the unwillingness to die. I'm not dying today. Today will not be the day that I die. That little thing sometimes is the thing that gets you from one day to the next. That's an amazing answer. So let me ask you this. And this might get you a little bit, because I've heard your story and I get a sense of what you've gone through. But who loves you?
Whew, that did get me.
God.
That did get me.
I'm gonna hit Jesus.
No.
I got that. I know God and Jesus did that. But who down here, who loves you?
I didn't experience what I would call love. It wasn't even my adoption, and no disrespect to the woman who adopted me. It was Michael Merritt of Galveston Ball High School. This dude was he was a pro-black speech and debate teacher. He's actually retiring this year. We're friends to this day. And I blow out my shoulder in football, and I got all this gifts of speaking and communication. He picks me up and says, "Hey man, you know what you need to do? You need to be speech and debate." And I'm like, bro, y'all nerds. I'm not rolling with y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, anybody try to do speech debate from the hood, get out of here, right? But he wouldn't let me go. And the crazy thing is, Dr. Sean, he forced me to do speech and debate with one thing. He said, it's going to be girls. I was like, what? It's going to be girls? It's going to be girls? Oh. Yeah, I did that. Here's the crazy thing, man. It set the trajectory for the rest of my life because I went undefeated over 30 speech tournaments. Ranked number 8 in the state of Texas. Took Galveston Bar High School first, right, in state ever, and got accepted to every school in Texas. But
that's where you found your validation. That's where you found home. You found home. You found home, but you found validation in the process of being good at something. Thanks, you found validation in a whole room saying to you, "You're great at this." I totally get it now.
Watch yourself, Dr. Shaw. Watch yourself.
You're
gonna change your show. You're gonna change your show to a shopping fest. Watch yourself, Doc.
I gotta change gears because I want to get to. Tell me how in the world, or where I come from, how in the hell do you go from being homeless to owning a trading company?
Yeah, that's kind of where people like you come in. So I go through being homeless, I put myself to school, then I go to military intelligence. And it makes sense. I scored 78 on my ASVAB. I've got this IQ, I think they said something like 123, GT score 123. And I got no parents, no birth certificate, no parents with birth certificate. They make me a counterintelligence spy. And they send me off, right? So here I am now, a counterintelligence spy. And now I get out the army and I don't know what to do. All I know how to do is drink beer, play spades, kill people. That's all I know how to do, right? That's it. I don't know how to do nothing else. And then it finally dawned on me, I should probably do something with my life, right? I should do something. And the funny thing is, man, I fooled around and meet Marcus Cosby. I told you I had something for you. I mean, Marcus Cosby, right? So now I start preaching, and I'm a huge fan of his. And then he always going to Alpha Street Baptist Church. And I kept telling my team, I know this Dr. Sean dude. I know this dude. Man, you was at Alpha Street Baptist Church preaching. Okay. Like 7-8 years ago. Tore the whole place up. So to answer your question, it was actually preacher.
One day I was researching military titles and what their responsibilities are. And I know most of you are probably thinking, why don't you just use incognito mode? Well, let me tell you something. Incognito mode does not hide your activity. It doesn't matter what mode you use or how many times you clear your browsing history, your internet service provider can still see every single website you've ever visited. That's why even when I'm at home, I never go online without using ExpressVPN. It doesn't matter if you get your internet from Verizon, Comcast, or AT&T. ISPs in the US can legally sell your information to ad companies. Well, ExpressVPN is an app that reroutes your internet connection through your secure servers so your ISP can't see the site you visit. ExpressVPN also keeps all of your information secure by encrypting 100% of your data with the most powerful encryption available. And most of the time, I don't even realize I have ExpressVPN on. It runs seamlessly in the background and is so easy to use. All you have to do is tap one button and you're protected. ExpressVPN is available on all your devices, from your phones to your computers, even your smart TV. So there's no excuse for you not to be using it. Protect your online activity today with the VPN rated #1 by CNET and Wired. Visit my exclusive link, expressvpn.com/secret, and you can get an extra 3 months free on a 1-year package. That's expressvpn.com/secret. expressvpn.com/secret to learn more.
Who set me on my path of trading, because you can be anything, but you gotta have your character together, man. If your blessings If your character can't stand your blessings, you're gonna lose it. Period. And I kept losing everything in life because I was selfish, right? What got me there wouldn't get me to the next level. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of like Apostle Paul, man. I had to get beat in the face, not to change my personality, but to change my allegiance. That's how I got here.
So you know about my appearance at Alpha School.
What you want me to? What would you do? Did you say when you're empty, a good email hurt your feelings? Come on, man, don't fool with me. Yes, sir. When you listen.
First of all, I do not sound like that.
That's
we're not going to talk about this on this show. Back to you. This show is about you.
All right, fair enough, man. You killed that sermon, man. In the name of Jesus, you killed that sermon, right? Nah, it was fantastic, man.
Appreciate that.
Because I was trying to figure out my way.
So talk to me about this notion that you have, and this really fascinated me. When I saw this, I said, I must ask him about this. Talk to me about 100,000 millionaires.
Oh, yeah.
And how can I be one of them?
Fair enough. So today I created my ninth millionaire today.
Is there a place to sign up?
We exchanged numbers right after this show. Right? Nah, man, I created my ninth.
What's the concept of 100,000 millionaires? What's that idea in your head?
Well, man, to be honest with you, about 2012, so I'm with Joel Osteen. I'm doing this 2-year internship with Joel Osteen, and I am fixing like all these things he wants me to fix. And I go, wow, man, if I could do this for Lakewood, I could do this for anybody. And now, I don't know, I get this crazy idea in my head. I should be 100 billionaire. Literally, like I should be 100 billionaire. And it just gets so powerful. So I start doing the math. Well, if I'm going to be 100 billionaire, I should probably teach 100,000 people how to make $1 million. That's where it comes from, man. That's where it comes from.
But what do you teach them?
So basically, I became a millionaire tax year of 2016. So I reverse engineer how I did it. So you got business, sales, marketing is the basics of that. I basically teach profitable people how to become more profitable. And it's for whatever reason, I just know the algorithm to making money. So no matter what your business is, I know how to take it to the next level. You have 4 figures, I can take it to 5. 6 figures, I can take it to 7. It doesn't matter.
I'm hitting your number. We're going to talk after this show is over.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, are you serious? Are you messing with me?
That's Googleable, bro. That's Googleable, right? At this point, you can Google me.
my producer told me that you have already created like 8 millionaires.
Today made the 9th one.
You made the 9th one. A millionaire today.
Today.
You talking about me?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. No, that's great. So
Appreciate you, man.
I mean, I've kind of asked the question already, but I'm trying to get you to give me a little more.
Nah, go ahead, bro.
What do you do?
So let's say I have a super private network, and I've now expanded this network even more private. So here's what I do. I've got this private network of about, 8,000 people, and I teach them these courses and all that stuff. Outside of that, I reach about 2.4 million people a month on podcasts. Outside of that, yes, sir. Outside of that, I'm currently the owner of the fastest growing network marketing company in the world. And it is free to join. Like I'm a disruptor of industry. So I created a network marketing company that's completely free to join, that has no auto ship and all that stuff. And I'm on the plan to give away, if projected, I should hit $1 billion by the end of 2024, 2025. And I got it set up to where by the end of 2024, 2025, I would have given away $1.35 billion, no strings attached, to the middle class. So I got this whole company that's designed just to give away 50% of the revenue.
And I will give you my address when this is over. And let's make sure that you know where to send some of that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I receive all blessings.
Amen.
Speaking of blessings, you're a minister. You're a preacher.
Yeah, I'm a heathen. That's for sure. Most certainly, I am a preacher. I probably cuss too much to be a pastor. I am a pastor. I do pastor a small church, but I deal with a lot of unchurched folks. I tend to speak their language. I get down with I'm not comfortable with 2,000 believers. Like, give me some crackheads, some drunks, some gay folk, some Muslims, put me under a bridge. I'm right in my right spot. Right? Put me with some bankers. I don't know what to do. Yeah, I don't know what to do at all.
You would never go to a Kojic convocation and feel at home.
I wouldn't feel at home, but I sure lead a sweat because Kojic folk know how to worship.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
That's what's interesting about your church, because your church is the church of the unchurched. Isn't that what it's called?
Absolutely
the church
correct.
of the unchurched. It's a very interesting concept. Talk to me about where did that idea or that passion come from? Not to build a church for people who already are into church, but to build a church for people who don't know or don't like anything about church.
Your question probably makes me say the most intelligent thing I've said all year. I think the way you grow up forces or manipulates how you view God. And since I grew up homeless and since I got adopted, for me, God is this adopting father. That's drafting good. People into his family, right? And that sticks with you, man. You know, that sticks with you. I think God gave me my trash can so I can start the church for the unchurched.
I'm done. That's what I've been waiting for. That right there is why I've endured your craziness.
I am crazy. That's for sure. That was good. Look, the whole computer done went out. You lost my sound for a little bit. Yeah, now I say something smart.
But the most interesting thing that you said, even beyond the last thing, was that how you grow up influences your view of God. The God that you create in your life or in your mind,
sure,
connected to the life that you had before you knew that you were God conscious.
Yeah.
That's a very profound thought.
Yeah, if you got daddy issues, then saying God is the father is going to make a problem for you. It's going to create cognitive dissonance. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Like you can't, if you have mother issues and you can't say God is a nurturer or a healer because that's what moms do. You can't.
But what is your view of God? Because you have daddy issues and you have mama issues.
Facts.
So as you view, how do you view God?
I view God as the God that wants to bring in crazy folk to him, right? Basically, however you are, you ain't here's my basic view of God. Change your behavior last. So here is it. You're already welcome. Now that you're welcome, hey, believe. Now that you believe, eventually your behavior gonna change, right? The current church, we do the opposite, the exact opposite. We say, oh, Dr. Sean, you believe? Because you can't be here. You can't get the right hand of fellowship, right? Until you believe. And then we say, all right, now that you believe, now go ahead and change your behavior right now. And until I say you change your behavior, you don't belong, right? We do the exact opposite.
So be here, believe, and then change.
That's how the Bible says it. Right? Maybe not the church, but that's how the Bible says it, right?
No, it's a remarkable understanding of what a community can be and how we can reach people or invite people into religious spaces without all of the negative attachments of religion. You know, one of the things that makes you rather interesting to me is because, and I think you said this earlier, had you not have been born beneath the dash, one wonders if any of the people that you have reached through your ministry would have ever been connected with.
That's a good question. I don't think so. I think I had to become their equal in order to get their influence. That's what I think. Right? Because, I mean, if you're going to be a bridge.
Okay, that was good.
Okay.
So I had to become their
equal in order to gain their influence. I just don't see any other way that you can do that. Even like Jesus fed folk and they said, you fool? Okay, listen real quick, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta fulfill some need. If you're gonna be a bridge, you gotta have footings on both sides of the ravine. You gotta have footings on this side and that side. If you don't, then you can't be no bridge. You can't get me over troubled waters. You're a ramp or something, but you're not a bridge if you don't have footings on both sides of the ravine.
You're very fascinating on many different levels.
Oh, thank you,
not the least of which is I'm wondering, as you look out at your life 5 years from now, and don't give me a money answer. I don't want $1 billion or let's put all that aside.
Yep.
No, let me ask you a different question.
Go ahead.
Different question. If you could heal anything about what you've been through,
wow,
what would you heal?
Separation. At the biggest core belief I have is separation is an illusion. I don't think there's no difference between me or you or Ryan or Destiny or Jocelyn. I just don't. We are physical manifestations of that great source, that universe, that God. And if I grew up with Dr. Sean's mom, let me make it more realistic. If I grew up with my mom, if I was my mama and I grew up with her parents, if I was my daddy, I grew up with his parents. If I lived like them, same color, same teeth, same everything, I would have left me too. Because you can't be better than anyone. And when we think we're better than people, we're not giving them the benefit of the doubt of what is constant. If I had your life, I would have made every decision you ever made, period. I would never make a better decision, ever. So if I had to heal anything, it would be that separation of my mom left me, she never came back. I hate her, like I grew up with. Trust me, I had to evolve, ascend to this point. And my dad did this, right? No, man. I would have left me too because I would have been them. And I do not deserve the right to be better than them or you, period. This is how I feel, man.
I'm going to end with that. That was good. That was good. I loved it. I love that idea. I was talking to my producer, Jocelyn, earlier, and I said to her, we were talking about something with the show, and she gave me some context. And I said to her, context is everything. Wow. I believe if you put people back in their context, they instantly become more beautiful the moment you put them back in their context. Listen here, Antonio.
Yes, sir.
Don't you go nowhere because I got to give you my number.
I know that's
right. Make me a millionaire. Listen, everybody, thank you for tuning in tonight. I appreciate you joining me all week, and especially tonight. You are marvelous. You are wonderful. You are enough. Have an amazing rest of the night. Make sure you stay tuned and watch the Mike and Donnie show because Mike and Donnie are also amazing. I will see you on Monday. Let's get through this weekend. It's not going to be easy in America, but we can do it. We can get through this weekend. Be good to each other, my friends. I love you.
I'm not sure if you already know this, but you're already absolutely perfect. You're already absolutely great, and you're already living in massive abundance. The most important things that you have is not what you have, it's not what you do, it's what you know. Because the people who do know what you need to know to lead the middle class, they're in the top 1%, and they control 96% of the world's income. 97% of this world is trading time for money, and that is not the way to become rich, it's not the way to become wealthy, and it is absolutely not the way to leave the middle class. There are 7.8 billion people in the world right now, and they all want to learn how to make money and how to leave the middle class. But the way to become a master at anything is to learn all the rules and then bend them to your favor. Right now in this world, there are 2,057 billionaires. Right now. So if you think becoming a billionaire is impossible, that's 2,057 people that have already proved that impossibility incorrect. And if you think that's crazy, there are 46.8 million millionaires in the world, worldwide right now. Now think about that. 46.8 million millionaires, and that number grows 1,730 millionaires every single day. Money is everywhere. You don't need to max out your credit cards. You don't need to borrow from granddad and grandma. Just look behind me. Look at all the wealth sitting behind me in this junkyard. It's insane how much money is everywhere, and you don't need to go out there and beg, borrow, and steal to get it. You just need to know the rules of making money and how to leave the middle class. Essentially, all you need to know is the algorithm of making money, the rules of making money. All you need to know is what to do and how to do it, and you can leave the middle class. Any industry, yoga, golf, underwater basket weaving, clipping fingernails, it doesn't matter. All you have to do is know how to do it, how to get it done, and then find somebody to teach you how to do it, how to get it done, and you will be able to leave the middle class. If you're not getting my point, it's real simple. Whatever you have up here, as long as you understand the rules of leaving the middle class, as long as you understand how to get money, you can take what's up here and get wealthy from what you already have. Right now, the very thing you know up here is already being searched 1,000 times a second on Google. Someone right now, actually 1,730 people right now are going to become a millionaire from the stuff that you have in your head. Why can't this be you? I mean, it's 1,730 people with your ideas that are no better than you, that are going to leave the middle class, become a millionaire. Why are you not next? So how do we do this? How do we take what you know and apply it to objective money-making secrets and then allow you to leave the middle class? How do we take you from where you are and let you escape to where you want to go? So how do we make all this money, or take all this knowledge from the Warren Buffetts, from the Elon Musk? How do we take everything that everyone before you has done, and how do we take all of that and then put it in your head so you can leave a legacy for your family? My name is Antonio T. Smith Jr. And 32 years ago, I lived in a trash can. That's right, from 6 to 14, I had no running water, no electricity, no anything, and somehow I'm in the top 1% today. Not because I had the right background, not because I had a silver spoon in my mouth, simply because being homeless made me learn how to make money. I retired when I was 29 years old. I'm more than likely younger than you. I'm one of the top 1% income earners in one of the richest countries in the world. What I learned how to do when I was 6 years old was learn how to generate enough money to eat some cookies so I wouldn't die to death from starvation. From there, I learned how to go from cookies to a meal. From a meal to clothes to shelter to everything else that supplied my necessary needs. When I was 6, I was forced to learn how to make money, and now that's what I'm going to do and help you do. I've seen amazing results. I have my own economy, I've homeschooled my own children, and I wrote a book that teaches you every single thing that I know about making money, every single thing that other people know about making money, and most importantly, all the stuff that we don't tell you. Because the truth is, and you know it like I know it, the most honest, the most hardworking, unselfish people on planet Earth live in the middle class. Yet, your honesty, your unselfishness, your devout religion-going self is not enough to get to the top 1%, and that's not fair. The second half of my life has been not about how much money I make, but how I will be remembered from all the money that I have made. And I've been trying to teach everybody how to get out the middle class. I'm the crazy guy famous on the internet for trying to create 100,000 millionaires. I've created 8 so far. I got a 9th one on the way, all the way from India. That's pretty cool. And what I want to tell you is something very simple. It's been hard. It's been absolutely hard to help people leave the middle class, not because of the people, because the system would rather keep you being someone else's money instead of you having your own economy and having the money come find and flow to you. It was frustrating because I knew that anybody can make money. And if you knew what I knew, you would change your life. Over the last few years, I've built a large following of over 500,000 people every month that pay me for me to give them advice. Well, that's been exciting for me. And the cool thing is I've created thousands of six-figure earners. I've created millionaires. I've created people who can live their dreams and hold on to their legacies. And now my eyes are on you to create you to what you need to be great. I have been teaching my principles and these principles to hundreds of thousands of people around the world, every country, all continents, and anyone who has taken them seriously, written them down, and applied them have a 100% success rate of leaving the middle class. I've taught these secrets to my following, my inner network, and I've watched them go from 4 figures to 5 figures, 5 figures to 6 figures, 7 figures, all the way to 8. Everything that I've ever learned from millionaire mentors, billionaire mentors, and everything I learned from being homeless, and everything that got me into the top 1%, I have placed inside of a book. To date, it is the longest book that I've ever written, the most best book that I've ever written, and that book is called The Richest Man in the Trash Can, and I'm offering it to you today for free. This book is going to show you how to become wealthy into the top 1% and leave the middle class. This book is going to give you a step-by-step plan if you're 30 years old, all the way to 70 years old, how to get into the top 1%. If you're a teenager, how to get to the top 1%. If you're a millennial, how to get to the top 1%. It's going to teach you how to make 6 figures immediately, teach you how to get to $1 million immediately, and all that good stuff. Plus, I'm going to give you the 36 objective laws of leaving the middle class. Plus, I'm going to give you every last one of my secrets that have made me rich. You have to understand that leaving the middle class is the most important fight that you're going to have in your life. And to be honest with you, and you can kind of relate to this, it almost takes $450,000 a year just to be broke in America. And that's just in America. If you don't leave the middle class, which is actually an illusion, then you are going to have a really hard time. Think about it for a second. Most of you going to be watching this are going to be baby boomers, and you've been sold a bad check. They lied to you. Your retirement was not enough for you to live comfortable, and I'm going to give you this book for free so you can figure out how to triple your retirement and then quadruple your retirement, and then, as Grant Cardone would say, 10x your retirement so you can live the life that's worthy of you. I want you to remember that leaving the middle class is the most important battle that you could ever face in your entire life, especially for your family. So consider this video, this book, your friendly tap on the shoulder. I want to send you a free copy of this book because I believe that abundance is your birthright. I believe that abundance is freedom, and I believe that this book is right for you. In fact, I believe in that so much that I will send you the book for free. All you have to do is cover the cost of shipping. I'll eat the cost. I'll take the loss. And all you have to do is get the book and dominate your reality right now and apply the principles so you can be the best person for your life that is yours. Fill out the form sitting right there to the right. Go ahead, dominate your reality. I can't wait to send you my book. I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait to have you as someone that's been on the journey with me. Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can plan better. You can dominate.